So I want to talk about just some steps that'll help you guys create that consistency and create a daily routine. The first thing I want to talk about, guys, is the number one thing is that every coach, every mentor, every single person that's successful, what they're going to tell you is their key to success. It sounds stupid, but it's like they wake up earlier than anyone else. I mean, they are up before anyone else that's their competition. And the reason for that is they don't want that person to catch them. No matter if you're the best athlete, if you're the best salesperson, if you're the best mentor, no matter who you are in whatever industry that you're in, you talk to the most successful person, they're going to say, what is your key to your success? And they're either going to say, I work harder than anyone else, or I wake up before they've even started their day. And I think that's probably one of the key things to my success, especially as a newer agent. I would wake up at 4:30 every single morning. I'd be at the gym at 5. I go through all my mental stuff, and I was at the office by 6:30, 7 o'clock every single morning. And I kept up that routine for about 3 years. Now I'm still up at 5:30. My gym's in my building, so it's not as much time. But I guarantee you that I'll accomplish more stuff mentally before 90% of my competition even wakes up. And for me, the mental clarity on what I'm able to do in the morning when I'm just walking, whether I'm running, whether I've got mentor box up, the things that I'm able to work out inside my head as far as my game plan for the day, guys, is incredible. Jot down notes, but I have more, I guess, whether it's spiritual, whether it's just ideas. Majority, I said 95% of all of my ideas happen within the first 2 hours of when I wake up. And there's something in that I think that it's more than just luck. It's kind of the same thing that most everyone. I wanted to kind of go over a few things. So, what time do you think Oprah Winfrey wakes up in the morning?
3.
What's up?
3.
3.
4.
Oprah wakes up between 6:02 and 6:20 a.m. every morning, and she goes and takes her dogs on a walk and follows that by chai tea or cappuccino, exercise, meditation, and then breakfast. And she follows that routine every single day of her life. And she is by far the most successful person, I think, on the planet. And that, I mean, if the most successful person on the planet has that type of routine, it's something we can learn from that. Anybody? Warren Buffett. What time does Warren Buffett wake up?
It's like 90, so 7? No, he gets at 4.
6:45. 6:45 a.m. and starts his day with reading the newspaper. So that's another thing, guys. Make sure that your phone is off. The worst thing you can do is wake up every morning, turn around and read your emails or text message. All it's going to do is create stress. That stress is going to be defeating. You can't even do daily affirmations, or you can't even get your day started when you're starting your day off in a stressful situation. Your melatonin in your body evaporates, and all it does is create stress, and then it creates that thing like, oh crap, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. It doesn't even give you time to actually have those positive affirmations in yourself. Richard Branson. Anybody?
5 o'clock.
Close. 5:45. Exercise and then eats an early breakfast before work. The Rock.
4.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's at the gym at 4:30 every morning, like clockwork. And the reason he said is why I do that is because I don't want anyone else to catch me. I made it to the top of the mountain and I'm not being pushed off. His body double or whatever else has to meet him at the gym every morning at 4:30 in the morning.
He
And he
has
pays
an
that guy handsomely.
Instagram account's awesome, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you should follow him on Instagram. He's freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's incredible. I absolutely do that. The Apple CEO Tim Cook, what time does he wake up?
5.
Apple CEO.
4:15.
Close. 3:45 a.m.
Oh.
every morning.
That's when I go to
He
bed.
exercises, grabs a coffee before setting into his workday. So let me see. What about Starbucks executive Howard Schultz? He's a 4:30 a.m. guy that walks his dogs, exercises, makes a coffee, and then gets his day going.
But isn't the real question when these people go to sleep?
Most of them go to sleep by 10 a.m. or 10 p.m.
Yes,
Yeah, 10 p.m. is kind of their cutoff time. So, I mean, yeah, you're not going to be able to go to sleep at midnight and wake up at 3:45 every day. You could probably do it for a week, and then something's going to happen. Something's going to come unraveled. Guys, what about, let me see here, what's another good one? Elon Musk,
4:30.
7 a.m.
Okay.
But this guy basically, goes to sleep at, I don't know, midnight or something like that. I read a book about him. He gets probably 4.5 hours of sleep. His mind is always going. So he's on a kind of different level. What about Jay-Z? Party monster, Jay-Z, you know, it's everybody. What time do you think he wakes up in the morning?
6 a.m.?
He's an 8 a.m. riser and starts his day with a 3-mile run on his treadmill. So the resounding thing, guys, with all of these successful people is the fact that success seems to favor early risers. I mean, you won't find someone that's super successful that wakes up at 11 a.m. and goes to bed at midnight, or that's just not a routine. It might work for some people, but the most successful people on the planet, and if you go back into history, the most successful people, what they do is they wake up, they either exercise. Guys, if you're not a huge exercise buff, walk around the block, get into nature. There's something that works with your body and your mind when you actually are walking around in nature, even around your block or your neighborhood or anything, guys. Sit on a patio somewhere and read the newspaper. Something happens to you mentally as far as the way your brain works when you start off your days that way in positive affirmation, guys. It'll help you guys deal with the daily stresses, because in real estate, guys, we get our teeth kicked in on a daily basis. When you're in sales, you hear the word no way more than you'll ever hear the word yes. It's just how it is in sales. So if you wake up, check your email, you're ready to stress, you get to work, you hear 10 no's, what's going to happen? You got lunch, you drink margaritas, because that's just how our body works. It's stress. How you deal with stress depends on how you prepare throughout the day. The second thing, guys, is and this is kind of like the quiet time. So wake up earlier. The other thing is your quiet time. Quiet time is basically how you prepare yourself to hear those no's, or how you're going to prepare yourself to deal with the daily stresses, guys. I tell this all the time, guys. When I was starting out in real estate, I listened to every single coach. I went to tons of these different things, business planning, and what every single coach told me to do is write down basically 5 of my weekly goals for my personal and for my business. And put them and tape them up to your mirror. So when you wake up every morning, you're taking your energy drink, or you're waking up and you don't feel like it's a day that you want to do that, which you know you should do, and you look up and you're staring at your own personal goals that you wrote down. What are your personal goals? What are your business goals? And you put that right in front of you. That daily affirmation will keep you guys on track, but it has to be visual. Whether you're writing it in lipstick on your mirror, whether you write it in paper and stick it on there, guys, it has to be in front of you. Wherever you're going to spend the most time when you wake up, make sure you write these goals down, because they're not real unless you actually speak them, you write them down and say them. You can think them all the time, but if they're not physically in front of you, you have to change those every single week. You can't have the same goals every single week, guys. You have to switch it up. And mine was basically, when I first started out, it was wake up by 4:30. It was basically, how many miles that I wanted to run per week and my diet per week. And then my business goals were I need to make X amount of phone calls per week. I need to take at least 1 listing appointment. I need to take 1 buyer's appointment. And then what I would do when I reached my goal, I'd check it off my list. And I knew how successful my month was going to be by how many check marks I had on my personal and my business. So the daily affirmations, guys, is huge in your business. And just not only, how much better will you be as a person on your personal level with, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or just your friends in general, when you're able to basically achieve those goals, guys. It just puts better energy in your space. And it sets the tone for the day. Like I said, guys, the tone for your day is so important, because it's what's going to drive you to get through that day. You deal with daily stresses just like I do on a daily basis. It's how we deal with those stresses which makes our personality and what makes us thrive. Number 3, guys, on how to create a daily routine is arrive at the same time, day in and day out. That's essential to creating a daily routine, so you're able to get in the same place every single day and start your day, because it creates basically the routine. It's absolutely important to basically arrive and almost leave at the same time every day. You make sure that you set your parameters, and you know that you have to get those goals done within that 6-hour, 8-hour day. We talk about this all the time. In any workplace, an average 8-hour workday, only 1.8 hours are actually productive work. The rest is going through emails that shouldn't matter, going through social media and sticking to social media, going back and forth to it several hours throughout the day. talking to friends, just unproductive work. That's just not really doing anything. Creating a marketing piece that really has no value. So make sure that you pick a schedule and you stick with it. So, you have to pick your own schedule and whatever's going to work within the parameters of your life and your work schedule, your family, all those things. But pick a schedule and stick with it. Number 4, I like this a lot right here, guys. Prospect early. So when you're doing your prospecting and your lead gen and everything else, do it early. Because you know just as well as I do, when you get to work and your day actually starts, hell if it goes to hell in a handbag. I know mine does. All the time, I've got to put out fires, I've got to run to a house, I've got this person upset, this agent needs help, I've got all these other items going on in my personal life that basically if I don't prospect early and I don't do my lead gen, I don't do what I'm supposed to do to prospect, it's not going to happen for me. I'm definitely not going to prospect towards the end of my day, that's for sure. My prospecting is definitely not going to happen at the end of the day. End of the day, basically, I'm planning for the following day, or I'm just dealing with other stressful stuff. So whether you're doing with internet leads for sell by owners, expireds, terminated, social media, whatever, those are things that you have to do early. Guys, one of my colleagues, Renee Cirillo, I mention him all the time because his work, his business plan is very simple. He gets into the office before anyone else. He's on his Mojo dialer and he contacts terminated, expireds, and for sale by owners every single stinking day. So his business model is, I think, a little bit flawed because if he's not doing that, where's his business going to drive from? So, but he has his internal team and he makes at least 2 appointments before. He will not get off his phone until he makes 2 appointments. His other phone is set to a side. He doesn't mind about anything, but his lead gen is before anyone else who typically wakes up. And his basically sales pitch is like, they're like, no one else has called before he does. When the other person, he's already set the appointment, but when everyone else calls from Keller Williams at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, and they're getting cursed out, you're the 42nd person that's called me this morning. He doesn't have that problem because he's the first person. It's the first person that calls him, so they're not completely pissed off at him. I guarantee the next 2 or 3 people that call her, I'm like, holy shit, where were you whenever my house was on the market? But Renee's already set the appointment. So there's a little bit of math there that he's kind of figured out. If he's the first person to call to schedule the appointment, he's not going to get the angry, upset client. But when everyone else comes into the bold class and they're calling the same expired and terminated list, and they got 42 other people that called, they're going to be upset. Hey, place. So the other thing, guys, is schedule your stop. So that's one of those other things, guys, that I think this is one of the things that I'm horrible at. So this right here, I'm absolutely horrible. That's one of the things that I probably do not even adhere to, that I talk about, but it's really hard for me to schedule a stop because of all the moving parts that we have in the business. But guys, if you don't respect your own schedule, how do you expect other people to respect your schedule? So if someone's asking you, do this, do that, or call me here, or they're going to call you, I've had clients call me at midnight, I've answered. What does that teach them? They call me anytime they want to and get in touch with me, and if they don't, then they're going to be upset. But if I'm like, hey man, I work from 4:30 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. If you call me after 7, I'm sorry, but I'll call you back at 4:30. But if you can't call me within those time frames, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait till the next day. And if it's an absolute emergency, send me a text message. If I'm still awake or I can get to it, I'll get back in touch. But unless you're on fire, stop. You're not getting in touch with me from that time frame. And guys, I probably need to do a better job of this, but guys, that's essential in your business to make sure you schedule your stuff. Because otherwise, you're just going to be basically a kite in the wind, and your clients are going to pull you and drag you in so many different directions. But if you set those parameters up front on this is when I can actually be contacted, it'll save you guys a lot of heartache. The next one is playing your time off, guys. Make sure that when you are going to take time off, that you plan it. Make sure that you have something scheduled as far as a backup partner. You're going to have an email or a text message or something that's going to go out and say, look, I'm off right here. Whether it's a day, whether it's a week, whether it's vacation, make sure it's planned, guys. God's plan was basically 6 days on, 1 day off. 6 days on, 1 day off. That's kind of the rhythm. You have to create that rhythm in your daily life, guys, or you're going to basically burn out. It just happens. We all go through that where it feels like we hadn't had a day off in months and you just feel burned out. How are you going to have your vibrant self? How are you going to wake up and do daily affirmations if you don't plan your days off where you can actually just re-energize yourself, guys? Mine right here is Sunday at 6 p.m. If you guys have ever tried to get in touch with me Sunday after 6 p.m., it's almost impossible. I take my iPhone watch off, I leave my phone on the charger. That's my time to basically disconnect, whether we watch a movie, which is highly unlikely, whether we're walking to the park, whether we're out watching a game or something. This right here, Sunday at 6 p.m., I basically have figured out that's my time. I can't take a full day off, but I've got my time. And I guarantee you just those from 6 p.m. to the next day on Monday is the way I disconnect and really am able to basically get whatever personal stuff done. Also allows me to basically not burn out completely. And guys, I could tell you right now, I know probably 30 or 40 high 7-figure income earners that don't work weekends. I've got 1, 2, 3 ladies in my mastermind class that now only work 3 days a week. And they make high 6-figure incomes. Run teams, run real estate, and they work 3 days a week. What they did is they figured out how to do that. They figured out basically how to leverage their business and their time with hiring either talented individuals or make sure that their clients understood that's when they worked. A lot of them have really young children, so they were like, look, I need to run my business, but I still need to have a life and I still want to be able to get back to my family. So there's several books out there that'll help you basically. It's called the 7-Hour Work Week. And 7-Hour Work Week teaches you basically how to get your time back. So there's several different books and plans out there to figure out how to get your time in your life back. And I guess number 7, guys, is just as important. All of those is ignore your phone and email. Guys, once you're doing lead gen, when you're doing all of the majority of what you're supposed to be doing within the first 2 hours of your day, or when you're actually basically planning your time off or scheduling your stop, you need to basically ignore your phone and email, guys. That mental aptitude where you have to, bing, your phone beeps, that's stress. I mean, I remember when we were buying for the hedge fund, and it sounds comical, but we bought 580 homes in 10 months. It was nonstop. I would be out somewhere, my phone wouldn't be on me, and I'd feel the vibration in my leg. Phone's ringing. It was just natural. And I laughed about it because I thought I was the only one. And then when Nino, one of my other agents, started working for me, and he's like, Charlie, I'll be in bed and I'll hear my phone ring and I'll pick the phone up and it's not ringing. He said, I'll walk around, I feel the buzz in my leg. It was just, whenever the phone went off, it was stress because we knew someone was about to call us and yell at us for something. You can't close 580 homes in 10 months without people yelling at you, screaming at you, and just yelling completely. So it was like a high stress level. When the phone rang, it wasn't like, wow, here's some money. It was like, holy crap, someone's got a problem. So make sure that you can rejuvenate yourself and your business and your personal life, or your personal life and business life will suffer if you're not able to rejuvenate yourself, is what that means. So, and like I said, guys, we're always so connected, like whether it's social media, whether it's with our friends, family, everything right now, everyone is so connected. I mean, what the degrees of separation for everyone in the world was like 5. Wasn't that the study at Harvard probably, I think about 7 or 8 years ago, that every single person in the world was separated by 5 people. I know somebody that knows the president, well, the president knows everybody, did that type of thing. And I think now with social media and the internet, it's probably closer to less than 5 people. So it's really difficult for us to disconnect. But guys, it's so important just for your mental health and for your personal life and personal business that you find some time to just ignore your phone and email, because you won't lose business if you've already set all this other stuff up. So it goes very similar. These are the steps in which you need to create your daily routine so you guys can be highly successful individuals and you can actually have a life. Because if you start down here and you go this direction, it's never going to work. You're just ignoring everything. But you have to wake up earlier so you have time to plan off, and you can ignore your phone and email because you've already accomplished more stuff like these highly successful people. You've done your daily affirmations. You arrive at work at the same time. Guys, if you've ever noticed like why I post when I get into work, because I want people to know my daily routine. Charlie's at work at this time, I'm at the gym at this time, I'm at this. People understand that I'm probably accomplishing more stuff than most people, and that's why I post why I'm at work, guys. That's what I mean, even if you guys are at home at 7 a.m., if you come up with your daily routine on what you're gonna pick a schedule, post. This is when I'm at work, this is when I'm leaving. People are gonna see that they're gonna understand the time frames in which they can actually contact you. But make sure that you keep that routine and keep that schedule in tow so you guys can actually do the stuff down here as far as planning it off and ignoring your phone. But you're never gonna get down to step 6 and 7 if you're not taking advantage of the first 3 steps. Does that make sense? Are there any questions on any of this? I mean, Michael and I have basically almost perfected a lot of this stuff right here, guys. If you notice, we're always here at the same time. We've got our routine. We know basically how to follow up on everything else, guys. When we looked at everything else, the numbers, our company has about $16 million in escrow right now. So that's incredible for the small amount of agents that we actually have. We have over 258 listings with only 80-something agents, guys. So the thing is, guys, we're on the top of the board as far as how many listings per agent, how much escrow per agents and everything else. The goal is to have everyone here making high 6-figure incomes and keeping it small boutique. And the way that we can do this, guys, is everybody has to follow a system. If you follow a system, guys, in any business, you're going to be successful. It's when you try to get outside of the system or when you try to start doing things on your own. I mean, obviously, you got to tweak different things and put something else into what you guys are doing to add value. But at the end of the day, guys, it's not rocket science on how to be successful. It's wake up earlier than your competition. Make sure that you're showing up and you're leaving at the same time every day. I tell this story, and I think it's kind of crazy, but my very first year in real estate, I would go to all the top producers and I was like, hey, I'm not trying to step on your toes, but can you give me some advice on how to be successful? I mean, I literally had to, daughter and everything else, I had to figure that out quickly. And Kathy Wetmore at that time was the #1 sales agent in all of Houston. Anybody know Kathy Wetmore? So she's incredible. But she is a one-person machine. And she works with Bart. She lives over here in Westview, and she probably has like 16 dogs, and that's it. And she would get into the office at John Doherty at 4:30. By 8 o'clock, she had already finished everything. She was walking out the door. So it was like 8:15 or something. I'm walking in the door. She's walking out. Kathy, excuse me. I was like, I'm Charlie, and I'm a brand new agent. And I was like, can you just, one quick thing on advice, like what do I do? If you could give me one thing, like one advice, what would it be? She was like, show up before everybody else and don't leave it. Be the first one in the office and the last one to leave. Good things will happen. I'm like, gee, thanks, lady. I was like, and then the more I started my real estate career, I was literally, that was incredible advice. It was absolutely true. If you take your real estate career and you approach it just like you would a high-level CEO executive where you have to work 8 hours, and you approach your real estate career just like that mentality, like you're your own CEO, vice president of your own business, and you actually take it into that account, guys, you will be successful. Good things will happen. People will refer you business. You're going to be there when no one else is there. Hey, I need this. Someone will always look over their cubicle. Who's here? Hey, can you go show this? Can you go do that? Of course I can. I'd be happy to do that because you're there, you're present, you're engaged, you're involved, and you're treating your business like you're your own CEO or vice president of your business. But if you treat your real estate career like most real estate agents and you want to come in at 11 o'clock and you want to leave at 3, how successful is any CEO, vice president of a business if they showed up at 11 o'clock and left at 3? Their business would suffer. Their employees wouldn't respect them. Nothing can happen in that short a time frame in any business, no matter if you're the CEO of McDonald's or you're the CEO of Microsoft. You have to treat your real estate career just like you would if you were the CEO of Microsoft. And trust me, you'll see more money than that person would probably be able to make. Because there's been more millionaires made in real estate than any other profession out there. So you guys can stumble into business and make a ton of money. So those are just the things that they told me when I was a brand new agent that I thought, man, that doesn't make sense. Be for home, gosh, that's stupid. You know, what I thought, and I was like, geez, Kathy Wentworth, crap, that sucks. But now I look back and I'm like, that's probably the best advice anybody could have gave me. Looking back at it, you know, it took a little while to understand it, but it's the absolute truth. So just kind of want to empower you guys or challenge you guys to try this for a 30-day cycle and see how your life changes. Wake up earlier than you've ever woken up for a week. Take time out of your day because you're up now to spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, just basically preparing for the day, daily affirmations. You know, I'm the best, I'm gonna be successful today, I'm going to do this, I'm going to that. Guys, it's the same thing. Everything that you speak has a vibration. Everything that you're thinking has a vibration. So when you're putting out those vibrations into space, if you're thinking, I suck, I can't pay my bills, I'm in debt, when you're driving into work, you're gonna get a flat tire. Someone might hit you, you know, but if your daily affirmations are, I'm gonna be successful today, I'm going to make that phone call, I'm gonna get a good phone call today, I'm going to make this happen, I'm gonna prospect, I'm gonna do all those things. Guys, you put those positive vibrations out there, you're gonna get that back in your life. It's the most successful people. When have you ever met someone that's a miserable person? This guy, all these guys are dynamic personalities, all of them. Incredible dynamic personalities, and they're super positive. You think it's by luck? No. You can't be a highly successful person and be an asshole. You can, but I guarantee you karma's gonna come around and something bad's gonna happen. You know, you're gonna get cancer, you're gonna die, some crap's gonna happen to you. You can't take the money when you're gone, you might as well, like I said, be positive. It's crazy. What was Steve Jobs, you saw what he posted right before he died? He was a miserable guy. And people that worked for him said he was a complete asshole. You know, had more money than anybody else, and the guy died a miserable death and had no one next to him, not a single person. Guys, it doesn't happen out of luck. It's what you put out there into your universe, your space, is what you're gonna get back. So just kind of, like I said, chop on that a little bit, guys, and I encourage and I challenge you guys to try this out. Make sure that you guys are doing this and write down, you know, the 5 things, 5 personal and 5 business goals that you want to accomplish every single week. Tape it onto your mirror. That's what I did, and challenge yourself to get those things accomplished and check them off once you do, guys. Make sure that your daily affirmations are something that you can accomplish. Don't do anything crazy like I'm going to get 10 listings in 1 week. You know, make them realistic goals and then push those goals every single week to make sure that there are accomplishable goals. We are having call night just real quick on Thursday night this week. Well, because of the Astros game. It was it Thursday, so I'll be here Thursday evening. It's not mandatory, guys, but Thursday night, because Tuesday, Wednesday are the World Series, and there's no one out there in Houston that I'd probably want to call and get cursed out because they're watching the Astros, even if they do answer the game. So a little bit of switch on that, guys. Michael, is there anything else that we wanted to touch on?
No bowling tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait till next month because of the World Series.
Because World Series, guys, yeah. So we had to it can't really, you know, like I said, guys, it's the World Series, so, you know, no bowling and all that other good jazz. I did sign up for the Patton Law Firm bowling deal, so if you guys want to go to the Patton deal, and if you guys if we have any ace bowlers in here, let me know, because I'm going to reach out to anybody. We're going to take home the big championship again, so if you think that you're an ace bowler, or a 300 bowler, let me know, because we could use you. Other than that, guys, y'all have an amazing rest of the week. Like I said, it's going to be kind of crazy with the playoffs and things like that. So just make sure, even in like a crazy week like this week, that you guys are hitting y'all's targeted goals. All right, cool.
Where's everyone watching?